Thanks everybody for joining, and welcome to another great grape stories. Today we are going to Valencia, to be precise, in Spain. More precise, a little bit to the west of Valencia. We find ourselves at Bodegas Vegalfaro, where I'm talking to, and I hope I'm pronouncing this right, Rodolfo Valiente Garcia, who has a winery since 1999. I think, Rodolfo, you started this with your father, and you're still, after 25 years, active, fully biodynamic, if I understood well. How are you, Rodolfo?
Well, thank you very much, Philip, for this interview, okay, in order to know my wines. Mhm.
Okay,
Okay.
and how are you doing in general? How's Spain?
And now today I'm very happy, because a little bit of rains, because we need a lot,
Yeah.
because this harvest we suffer a lot, with the drought, the warm winds, even the last year too. So we need water, like it's very, very important for us. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you tell a little bit about your domain and yourself?
Yeah. Yes. Well, I started, 25 years ago with a winery, because my family, had the estates, the vineyards. Uh, Concretely, we have three estates, very, very different. Is the reason that I make, three wine ranch. And my grandfather was a winemaker like me, and my father started with the vineyards, and my grandfather was, the little of eight brothers. So he worked, in another winery, in another with another wine grower. This
Mm-hmm.
is the reason that I think that I have the wine in my veins. It's like the fourth generation come back, to make wine.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's interesting to hear. So, and it also gives you, I guess, a lot of experience in your domain. Um, what I'm asking myself and a lot of people, because usually the grapes that you are using, they're not, well, some of them, like the Chardonnay, of course, are well known. What other grapes are you growing, and can you tell a little bit more about the vines?
The grapes that I cultivate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh no, I I think I'm always, looking for the balance, no. So when I make monovarietas, in this case for Chardonnay, in the Pago Balagueses, uh, I sometimes it depends of the year, I have to sometimes to make two harvests, in order to change the harvest, the balance. But I have two brands, wines, Revelia and that I use two grapes, even sometimes three, eh?
Yeah.
Because I have in whites Macabeo and Chardonnay and Sauvignon Blanc, eh? And in red grapes, Syrah, Grenache, Tintorera, Bobal, Merlot, eh? And I like to make, a blend, because we are looking always, the freshness, but the in the with the local Bobal and Macabeo in white, give us, the acidity and the freshness, and the French varieties, Merlot, for example, or Chardonnay in this case, more ripened fruit, So I think that we can make, a balance with these grapes. Mhm.
Okay. Okay. Um, Specifically about the Vago, because we've been told, and just to know, because we have a great 100% Chardonnay, Pago de Balagueses. Um, what is this Pago? We always say it's the Grand Cru in France, but is it true? And what does it mean for your estate?
Yes, it's the equivalent, because in Spain, according to the law in 2003, eh, appears, in article in the 24 article, that it's possible to recognize a own denomination of origin if you have all the requisites, no? So this is the reason that I I I make the application, in 2003, and I received from European Union in 2011. So it's a long process, and you have to show that you are different from the rest of the denomination of origin. In this case, Utiel Requena. This is the reason that I work with Utiel Requena, because I'm not different from the rest.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same soil that the most of the the Weingrubers, the same grapes, and is the situation is a very big valley. Then this is the characteristics, the soil, the weather, the valley of Utiel Requena, and I make wines like Revelia, for example. But in Pago is different from the rest. It's an own stage. All the plots are around the pine trees, aromatic herbs. The soil is different in this area because it's limestone. It's very poor, and we have to apply biodynamic principles with the composts. We make our own compost, because the soil needed, So this totally different, and this is the reason that we have the mention of Vino de Pago. The traditional mention is Vino de Pago, and the official mention is own denomination of origin protected,
Okay. Okay. So, if I understood well, the Chardonnay, the Los Balagueses, is more on the limestone terroir. The other Riqueña, what's the terroir exactly of the
Is
Revelia and
is clay,
it's clay? Okay.
and it's good, because it's very fresh. We can keep the water, okay, and at more or less 15 centimeters is all full of pebbles,
Yeah.
because it's a valley with a river, and it's good, because the roots can, are very deep to obtain the macronutrients, the water, even, that is when it's raining. So it's different soils, yeah. And the limestone is totally the opposite, So these different wines. So this is the reason that we have the denomination of origin. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. You are, of course, working fully biodynamic.
No,
Not, or
no,
it's
because yeah, it's easy to understand, because we have 3 states, and if I have, for example, maybe 3 or 4 hectares, and I work, alone, it's easy, no? Because you can read, the moon calendar, and they say today is not a good day to make the pruning.
Mhm.
Okay, I can make another thing, in the winery, or like now speaking with you, for
Yeah.
example, okay. But if you have workers, okay, working for you, and you say, no, today stay at home because it's not good, to make the pruning, or to make to take the tractor or something like this, So this is difficult to apply, because maybe these workers say, okay, maybe tomorrow when you need me, I cannot. So this is difficult, no? For another things, the cow horse in we don't have cows, we have sheep and goats, okay.
Yeah.
So is the circular economy is to use, the manner of this, that is in our state in Los Balagueses, the sheep and the goats, to make our own compost. So to make the treatment of the soil is very interesting, okay, but only with the local, produce, our pruning, rest of the pruning, even the steamers very dry to make a mixing, with the manure, fermenting in our state, a very big mountain of this, and I have to water to make the boils. So this is very interesting, for only for treatment the soil. Okay.
Okay.
Mhm.
And what about then the principles of herbicides and pesticides? Do you use them then for some of
Mm,
the winery, or do you?
no, but because in organic, pisciculture, only we can use the sulfur, but because we have the problem in the valley with the water, with the wet and warm, the oidium, okay, and the treatment is only the contact with the leaves in summer, okay. Even in the spring, you have to make a treatment before, because in organic, if you always you have to go before, because if not, there is not curative, okay. It's only preventive. um, and another problem we have, is the lobesia, okay, the insect that
Ah, yeah.
eats the fruit.
Yes.
But it's very nice, to fight with this with sexual confusion. It's very effective and organic method, okay.
Yes.
So it's fantastic. So we have only more or less these two problems. Sometimes we have the problem of mildew, okay, and in organic viticulture we can fight, with copper, okay, and but now it's not. It's maybe sometimes, but the oidium, yes, always with sulfur, and in organic never take, the soil, never contaminate the soil, in
Okay.
order to preserve the aquifers, and the soil is intact, okay. Mhm.
Okay. Well, that's interesting. There's quite a lot of things I didn't know yet about the rules about organic. But you did make the choice at some point to do the organic wines, because that's clearly something you want to do. Is there a reasoning behind, or do you believe this is the right way for the future?
Yes, for me, we are organic always, from my grandfather was, because in our area, is we have all the factors to be organic, and our philosophy is this, because we don't understand, any viticulture, to use chemical products to contaminate the earth. It's not in my head, because the roots, absorb, only the natural macronutrients without chemicals, in order to go to the fruit, and after the fruit, in vinification, the wine. So this more healthy, the wine, because never is missing with any chemical products. For me, is the most important. It's an honest wine that you only have the grapes, the genetic of the grapes, and is more acidity. The other is more color. The other more structure, and it depends of the vegetative the cycle of the year. And you can play with this all these factors, okay, in order to make a balance. You don't need any chemical products. If you have less production, it's the year. What can I do?
Yes.
Sometimes if it rains in spring, for example, and the green shoots with strength, maybe you will have more harvests. Okay, so you have to compense every year.
Okay. It's really working with nature instead of
Mhm.
manipulating it.
Uh,
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's really the way we should work, and also the way of the future. Um, there is, since 8 December 2023, if I'm not mistaken, this regulation from the EU if you want to sell your wines, that you need to put the ingredients on the bottle, or at least have a QR code that brings you to a page. How do you feel about it? Was it difficult for you to prepare to make changes?
No, because it's another regulation, okay, and I think the consumer has to know what ingredients we put in the wine, but in organic is easy, because if you have, in my case, it's easy to make a wine without added nothing, because it's like I explained to you, for example, our bobal, the acidity is very high for us. It's like the autochthonous give us, acidity, because we need it, because we are in the Mediterranean, the influence is a warm weather, and the French variety give us, the ripen for the mouth, and this is you can make the balance with grapes from different soils, but from different states and microclimates. So you don't need anything, to add, sorry. So it's all ingredients, vegetable water that they absorb, the roots to make the fruit. That this is even 80% is water in the wine, and the other is alcohol from the fermentation, and you have only 5 or 7% that is the magia, it's very magic, the wine. Only this percent, 5 is the tannins, the anthocyanins, the flavors, all is
Your magic.
Yeah, ¿sabes? And you can obtain, the balance, mixing, blending, different grains, different soils, in order to interpret, when you have to pick up the grapes, because you need, analyticals, okay, in order to see the degradation of the acids during the ripen period. If you have history from the Berazon, you can know with formulas how many milligrams of sugar are charging your plant. And if you want a style for Revelia wine, you have to pick up in a window of red fresh fruit, because this is the wine style, okay?
Yeah.
And if you want to make, a wine for more ripen with more extract and more color, you have to pick up, in the window of black fruit, okay? So it's easy, but you have to control, and you have to take samples to make the analysis. But between two windows, red fresh fruit and black fruit, okay, very ripen, you have the neutral window. That is the wine that is not expression. Okay, you have alcohol. Okay, you have ingredients like the tannins, the anthocyanins, but the it's not expression. It's okay. This one. So if you pick up in this window, your wines is like don't have the soul of wine. It's like a technological wine if you apply something. But if you pick up in this window and you only use technology, it's a wine that doesn't say anything, I think is my theory.
That is super interesting, Rodolfo. Are you telling me that, let's say, take a bobal, you harvest it in one period, then because by the structure and by measuring, my wine will end up more like red fruit. The taste on the palate will be red fruit. If I do it later, I will go to more the black fruits. If I miss my window and I'm in between, then I will create a wine that maybe is not so good. Is that what you're saying? Is that really the art of knowing when to harvest?
Yes. In the case of Bobal, Caprasia biparcellario is two
Yes.
plots, a clay and limestone. And I have to use the concept of like the Bobal in the clay soil is the grapes are very older, as 80 years old, but the yield is not bad. Why? Because the soil has, all the micronutrients, macro, of course, near from the sea, the water. It's like you have a supermarket in your house, beside, you have all the ingredients, okay, but the problem is that you obtain acidity, freshness, but not ripen because the the grape is old and okay, no more, no more than 12.5 degrees, but good acidity, good color because the skin is not is very hard, and you have a lot of color. And the other Bobal in limestone soil is the opposite. Same variety, but the behavior of the grape is small because it's very poor, the soil. You don't have a supermarket before. And more color, more structure. Even the plants are 50 years old and the yield is less than the other. So the mythos of the all vines are better, okay? It depends, okay? Where are planted, Even the old people call the clay soils the dry, ¿cómo dicen? The fresh dryer soil.
Yes.
Because it's, is without water, without nothing, but always is fresh. So it is fresh is because you can the degrees, the alcohol in the limestone is until 15 and 15 and a half sometimes, because it's a very low production, okay?
Yes.
And I make a blend, okay? Even the clay soil is aging in amphora, in clay too, in order not to lose the continent. The grapes in clay and the wine in clay too, in the amphora, okay? And the limestone soil is aging in the oak barrels that before is aging the white wine, the Chardonnay, because the wood is more light, the aromas,
The
because
oxidation.
yeah, yes, I only interested is like a tool, the macro oxidation through the ceramic pour and the wood pour, okay, and in the ceramic is faster, because it's like the evaporation, okay, of the wine is a fight between the wine and the air, like in the barrel, but the pour is more open, so it is faster. It's very easy, to make
You,
the blend after.
Rodolfo, you make it sound easy, but I don't think it's that easy because I think you are the chef of your wine and you make it really great. But what I find interesting, so I have this one with me, the Caprasia. Okay, there is some bobal in there, but you take the bobal that grows, the old ones that grow
Yeah,
on, if I'm not, the limestone. You have the ones
yeah,
that grow on the clay
yeah,
area, and then you make a mix. This is
yes.
you make the mix after the fermentation. Eh?
Yes. Always after fermentation, after aging, and after, I make the blend that I consider that is good balance, okay? In
Yes.
mouth, in aroma, in order that the consumer knows what is the bobal,
Yep.
eh? Because I don't like the bobal from only clay, okay? Because it's not ripened, it's very light, it's not represent, for me, the essence of the Mediterranean influence in a continental weather, because we
Yes.
have altitude of 700 meters. So we have very cold by the night. Okay.
Ah, yeah, okay, yeah. Okay, that's how you also manage to have some freshness in there, probably.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, how was 2023? And I don't need, everybody in Bordeaux will tell you it's the best year, but how is it for you? And how is the production? Are you happy with it?
Yeah. Very well. I I work 25 years. I never have seen the 2023, but the draw is incredible. The yield is more or less the middle of the normal year, and you have to add the warm waves during the ripen period. So is some red grapes, for example, the Bobal, a block totally. Is you remember that the plant is charging sugar, and when it's with a lot of warm, more than 40 degrees, the plant say no.
Okay,
We can't work, with this warm, and the drought. So okay, is you have to pick up because it's silly, to keep the grades during more time. It's blocked. You have to make analyticals on always degree stop 1 week, 1 week and a half, no race, no nothing. Okay, you are in a window of refresh fruit. You have only to obtain this. The consequence, the alcohol is lower. So now, okay, but this is the trendy. Everybody wants, the alcohol lower, more fresh the wine, more light, because after you have to make a vinification according to the year,
yeah.
because it's blocked to no more than 13. You have to make the contact with the skin, like a infusion, something, and
Yes.
you have to work in a different from another years. Is every year is different. There is not a receipt. Okay, you have to interpret the year. So I'm very happy with this year, because it's the trendy. But sometimes some consumer maybe says, okay, this wine is not the same that the, no say, 2 years ago. Yeah, basically 2 years ago is the opposite. We are very worried because the alcohol maybe is more than 14 and a half, near from 15, because very warm, a lot of, but, it's incredible, that every year is different, but now I have wines after malolactic, very fresh, lighter, less alcohol, uh, and we have two states. The other states from limestone, I have more concentration, uh, because it's difference of the ripen period of the grapes.
Yes.
Maybe the warm weather is when the bobal is ripen, but maybe you pick up merlot before, so your merlot is good this year. You have uh, alcohol, you have concentration, you have color, okay, and you can make the blends. Mhm.
Okay. I'm looking forward to well, we'll have to wait a couple of years, I guess, to really taste what 2023 will bring us from your domain. Um, any plans for the future, Rodolfo? Anything you want to share with us?
Yeah. Well, the plans for the future is to continue, improve my wines, uh, according with the evolution of the human factor, the market, and always, but never to lose the essence of where are, Uh, and I call, wines from the cold and the warm. Eh? And this is the Mediterranean wines with
Mm.
altitude. You have freshness, but ripen too,
Yes.
For me, is the most important that when you taste wine from our winery, they go, this wine is from Vegalfaro. This is the wine style. Uh, Always, keeping your essence. Yeah? Where are you, your soils, and your way of work.
Stay true to your soul and your terroir. If
Yeah.
if I can conclude on that.
Yes.
No, that's really good. Thank you, Rodolfo, for sharing all this information with us. It's been
Okay,
really
Philippe.
interesting.
Okay. Thank you for